What the?
Welcome to Stuff I Watched Last Month. In this video, I'll quickly run through stuff I watched last month. You might find something here that you haven't heard of, but might just tickle your fancy. So let me know in the comments. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It was an odd one. In this film, Evelyn runs a laundromat with her husband. Her life's pretty complicated. She has an IRS audit hanging over her head, a husband carrying around divorce papers, and an elderly father to care for, as well as a semi-fractured relationship with her daughter. When an alpha version of her husband appears from one of the many parallel universes,
very busy today, no time to help you.
Evelyn battles with all sorts of enemies as well as the choice between kindness and nihilism. There's Kung Fu, there's a fanny pack, and there's a universe where everyone has hot dogs for fingers.
Sorry, what?
Hot dogs for fingers.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Like I said, it's a weird one, that's for sure. I'm not going to pretend that I always knew what was going on. I can say it was visually interesting. I can see it being a movie with a long-term cult following. It's one of those movies I think I'm going to have to watch again, so my final rating may change. But after my first viewing, I'd give it 3.5 pickles. Here's an interesting fact. Ke Huy Quan, who plays Evelyn's husband Waymond, starred in a couple of classics from the 1980s when he was a kid. You might remember him as Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potato.
Or Data from The Goonies.
I'm setting booty traps. You mean booby traps? That's what I said, booby traps.
Next on the list, Orphan, First Kill. It's the prequel to the 2009 creepfest Orphan.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't watched Orphan, it was basically a film about a couple adopting a 9-year-old girl. The catch, the creepy kid is not a kid at all, but a 30-something-year-old woman with a rare disorder and a bad habit of killing people. The prequel is cut from the same cloth, with a twist in the middle that saves it from being just more of the same. Where you spent a lot of the first film wondering if Esther the orphan was who she said she was, the mystery is just not there in the prequel. Really though, if you haven't seen the first one, probably don't bother. I'd give it 1.5 pickles.
Savage.
Blackbird is a 2022 miniseries on Apple TV, starring Taron Egerton in a role as far from Elton John as you can get. It's based on an autobiographical novel about a guy sent to prison for 10 years who's offered a deal. If he can elicit a confession from a serial killer, his sentence will be fully commuted. Paul Walter Hauser is creepy as
Crikey dingo.
I won't say much more, but it's definitely worth a look. I give this one 4 pickles. Invasion, also on Apple TV, is a series about,
Let me guess.
an invasion of the alien kind. It's told from various viewpoints from around the globe. Now, I'm a sucker for anything alien invasion or zombie apocalypse related, so I was really into this one. Some episodes were slower than others, so if you're not an alien invasion or zombie apocalypse aficionado, then this one may not be for you. There's a second season in the works apparently, so I'll be hanging out for that. I give this one 4 pickles as well. Physical 100 is on Netflix. It's a Korean reality TV show. If you think of real-life Squid Games with a dash of Survivor, that's kind of what this is. It's one of those shows you can, for the most part, watch in double speed. There's a lot of repetition and contestant pieces to camera that really just pad things out. The repetitive editing also grates very quickly.
Wow, hot kettle.
I mean, it is great TV if you want to just switch your brain off. All the same, I'll just give this one 1.5 pickles. Other than that, I watch plenty of cricket, including the Australian women's T20 team taking out the World Cup.
Great success.
So that's what I watched last month. If more than 1,000 people end up watching this video, I might do it all again in a month's time.